this video, I'm going to revisit fitting the Victron shunt. What I want to do is to add this cable here, which monitors the starter battery voltage. I've already fitted this cable monitoring the leisure battery in my other video. This is the cable that comes with the Victron shunt. Got a inline fuse. This end has got to go onto the battery. This end goes into the auxiliary terminal on the shunt. I originally thought that I was going to have to attach this to the battery positive terminal and thread this cable through the bulkhead of the car, underneath the dashboard and under the driver's seat where I had mounted the shunt. But what I've realised from doing other retrofits is I can use the wiring that's already in the vehicle to make some shortcuts. To find the shortcut, you're going to need a copy of the wiring diagram or flowchart. That can be found by downloading it from the VW Airwin website. Once you've got the flowchart, you need to go to the Find field and find the battery isolation, and that should quite quickly find the flowchart for the main battery and the leisure battery in combination with the battery isolation relay. So my original plan had been to screw that onto the starter battery and then connect that into the Victron shunt. But if I move that connection over to here, I'm still reading the voltage off of the main battery, except the relay here is under the seat directly next to the Victron shunt. So this is going to be a much better solution and I won't need to take too many parts off the car. So with the seat removed, we can make a comparison to the flow chart. You can see that we've got the fuse here, which is 80 amps, which matches the fuse that's there, and the one with the 100 on the top is the charge relay. I'm going to quickly pull out that fuse to isolate all of the leisure battery side of the circuit, so that the only part of the circuit that's powering that relay is coming from the battery at the front. Okay, so I'm just going to, before I disconnect the car battery, I'm just going to confirm that the flow diagram says that connection 2 is the live from the battery and connection 1 is going to that fuse. So pop that in there. So 12 volts, and there, absolutely nothing. So that's the connection that we want to tap onto. Disconnect the battery by unscrewing the bolt here and removing the terminal from the negative side. Put a rag or something between the strap and the negative pole on the battery so there's no chance that the battery can reconnect. So to release that connector, you push those out and then push it down with the other finger. And then we can feed it out, have a look at it. Okay, gonna need to just loosen the whole thing and lift it forward so that I can isolate the cable that we want to work on. Just remove that because it's such hot weather, it's gone incredibly nasty and sticky. What we want to do is we want to tap that connector onto there.
Strip away insulation. Right. Okay. So, come on. David. No, that's good. Yeah, that's okay. redo the cloth tape onto the loom so it's back as it was. And just mean that.
Lay the new wire along the wiring loom and cut it to the correct length. So, put the sheath onto the wire.
Yep. Cool test, check it.
Before powering up the circuit, I'm just going to check my wiring to make sure that I've got almost no resistance and feed it in. Done. Right. So everything's neatly screwed back in and taped into position. I've reinstalled the relay, I've put the fuse back on, so now the leisure battery is reconnected, and I've reconnected the earth strap on the battery, so the main battery is also connected. So miscellaneous auxiliary input, starter battery. Okay.
Yes. Fuse in back.
So now we can see the starter battery here and the leisure battery there. I'm going to put the seat back in, and I'll just go on to put VCDS on, and probably I'll have to clear any codes that have occurred from disconnecting the battery. So we've got a few errors after all the work we've done. These are probably these need to be cleared. With the T6 you have to clear them individually. You can't clear them as a group. And if they don't come back immediately, then you're okay. The final step is to set the voltage alarms in the app. I'm using the values recommended by Dometic. They recommend not letting the leisure battery drop below 10.1 volts. At this point, the fridge will automatically turn off anyway. They recommend not letting the starter battery drop below 11.2 volts. I hope this information helps, and thanks for watching.